Hey party people, it's Dave Phillips with MDWK9.com. Today we're going to be discussing why we need a new approach to training. My views on it: we need better attention, accuracy, and an attitude from our dogs. In our last video we discussed the motivations of food and how that will garnish your dog's attention. I didn't do it too well, but we also talked about the values and different values and what that weighs on the motivation for your dog to perform what you want it to perform. Today, we're going to be discussing attention again, but we're not going to be focusing on food. We're going to be focusing on pets and praise. Now you may be asking yourself, pets and praise, how can I use petting or speaking to my dog to train it? Well, petting and praising your dog is one of the strongest, most effective tools you can use when teaching your dog. It's something that a lot of trainers apparently don't like to speak about because it's so strong. They'd rather punish your dog for something you taught it by using, more unlikely, petting or praise. And a lot of the times where your communication is off and you're having the hardest time connecting with your dog is due to improper timing when it comes to this remarkable tool we refer to as petting and praise. Do you ever find yourself excitedly speaking, whether it's out of anger, frustration, or happiness when you see your dog? Do you ever reach down and pet it or smack it? And a lot of the times I noticed when you do a high drive, a very highly energetic dog, they tend to think you're playing with them. So they get a little bit nuttier. They actually want to play, so they start driving you. They start pushing you to play. They're like, oh yeah. They start getting down, start going crazy, you're jumping around. And even if your dog isn't like that, but the simple fact they're jumping on you and you grab them, you grab their paws, you're touching them. The power of touch, praising, is huge. Now, we're going to discuss a DIY project challenge that you guys can do at home. Do it for me. Do it for your family. Do it for your sanity. Do it to prove me wrong. Do it to prove me right. But you need to do it if you're going to try to argue with me. For the next 2 weeks, I want you to not talk to your dog. I don't want you to touch your dog. Unless, of course, it is you're putting the leash on your dog to go for a walk, playing with your dog outside with its favorite toys, or it's sitting politely in front of you or next to you. Generally, I want you to ignore the dog's existence completely, besides when it's sitting in front of you and next to you. And I want you to pet it slowly and tell it in a nice, deep, calm voice. Good, good, what a good dog. You don't have to over-exaggerate it like I just did. I'm just trying to prove a point. It's this simple. Do the experiment for 2 weeks. Ignore your dog's existence, of course, unless you have to let it go out to go potty and you have to put a leash on it, or you're playing with it, or it's sitting calmly in front of you or by your side. Come back to me in 2 weeks and tell me that you have not witnessed the behavior shaping and changing right before your very eyes. Only in 2 weeks, 14 days to change a behavior. Oh yeah, try it. Don't use treats, just use your voice. Just use petting, just use your voice. Just use touch, just use your voice. Just use touch. Now, let's discuss the different variables petting and praise have. Just like food, petting and praise we're going to put into 3 separate categories: low value, medium value, and high value. But before we get into the descriptions, because we're going to categorize petting and praise together to save some time, and generally they go hand in hand. When you're touching your dog, you're also talking to your dog, more times than not. So they kind of go hand in hand. If you're self-aware and you understand what you're doing, you can definitely separate them to manipulate your dog however you want to without physical force. So, praise is speaking to your dog. It's a tone of voice. Sometimes praise, if that's the only thing you give your dog, yelling, if the only thing you do is yell at your dog, they will see that as praise as well. Same thing with petting. The only time you touch your dog is when you hit your dog. They will consider that petting. They will consider that touch. Not only that, but you're also marking a behavior you never wanted. And since you marked that behavior, even though it's punishment, even though you marked it as bad, now they know it exists. And if that thing that they want to do that bothers you so bad is more, they have more of a desire to do that than listen to you, they're still going to do it. They're going to do it behind your back. They're going to do it really quickly. They're going to start playing a cat and mouse game with you. And especially if you consistently and constantly punish your dog, I can bet that everything will be more motivating than you. So, let's get back on track. Petting is a physical touch. That's about it. Praise is a voice. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the values. Low value petting and praise would be ideal if you're trying to keep a highly driven dog or a reactive dog calm. If you are trying to keep your dog in the same position without breaking that position, per se, a down stay or a sit stay, and you're going back to reward it and to mark the behavior, then that's when you use low value pet and praise. How do you do that? You pet very slowly, like my example before. You talk in a deep, deep voice. Try to speak slowly. Not really this slowly, but good. Good. That's how you do it. That's a nice, low value petting and praise reward. Now, the next one I want to talk about is medium value petting and praise. Medium value petting and praise is great for a novice dog who is performing a task that you already taught it and it executed it correctly, and you just want to tell them how how proud you are of it, and to reinforce that behavior to keep happening over and over and over again. Not only that, but the medium value, praise, and petting also are great for low to medium distraction thresholds while training your dog. What do I mean by low or medium distraction thresholds? Well, if you're walking by a person and your dog sometimes is interested in the people, and they glance over and they smell a little bit and kind of walk towards them, that is medium. That's perfect for the medium. You could just be like, "Here, Rex, good boy, what a good pup." Nice tone, a little bit of animation, not too flamboyant, not too much animation, just enough to catch that attention. Next, we're going to be talking about high value petting and praise. High value petting and praise is ideally used when you're teaching and shaping a new behavior for your dog. You're releasing him from the position he's in, and he gets more excited. So he wants to keep performing better and better, so he gets told how good he is each and every time. Not only that, but they're great for high distractions, depending on your skill set. I'm not saying every owner should go out there and start saying, "Yay, what a good boy, come here!" No, I'm not saying that, because a lot of you folks, no offense, I hope none is taken, you have a lot to learn. That's why I'm making these videos. You shouldn't just solely rely on praise petting yet. Now, after you've watched a couple of my videos, hopefully you can take it to the next level. But generally, if you know what you're doing, high intensity petting and praising will work when your dog sees that dog that's going in red, as long as you have spent that time to train the dog, going back to the foundation and developing a bond with it. You really will have absolutely no issues. And again, why do we need a new approach to dog training? So, why do we need a new approach to dog training? To give our dogs the credit they deserve. Not what some jerk of a trainer says that you need to do to punish your dog because it's being naughty, it's misbehaving. Naughty and misbehaving are general terms that we place on the associations we taught our dogs through whatever way you taught it, whether it was pet, praise, treating, playing, whatever you taught it, the association. This is why we need another approach to dog training. If you like my video, if you want to see more, please subscribe down below. If you want to debate with me, please, I'm open for discussion. My comments are always turned on. I'm hoping for a discussion with anybody, positive or balanced or adverse trainers, all the same. Leave a comment below. Like the video, dislike the video. Find us on any social media site you could find. Once again, this is Dave Phillips with MDWK9.com. And potty people, keep on pottying. I'll see you when I see you. I love you. Bye. Hey pot people, this is Dave Phillips with MDWK9.com, and I am coming to you from the doggy dog type of world. A lot of dog training professionals out there, their dogs lack attention, attitude, and accuracy. And in the last video, I need to stop. Hey everybody, it's Dave with MDWK9.com. Hey everybody, it's Dave with MDWK9.com. Why do we need a new approach to training? Attention, accuracy, and attitude. In my last video, I touched on a few subjects. In my last video, I touched in my last video. Hey everybody, it's Dave Phillips with MDWK9.com. Now, why do we need a new approach to dog training? It's simple. Attention, accuracy, and attitude. I sloppily touched in the last video about food motivators. And if you want to check out that video, you can do it right here. Raise it up. I need to fill in the blanks. I'm not doing too good. 'Cause I really don't want to edit that much. I don't feel like it. I want to get it right and get it better tonight. Yeah.